we go, everybody. What's going on? Let's get right to it. For Thursday, let's get the business out of the way. Hey, first person in today that typed in gold, Drake Millard. You win the gold membership, 30 days. And then next Thursday, we're going to do the option session. Although I got to say, the 0DTE environment has really been weak lately. We'll talk about that. What's going on, Drake? Congratulations. Everyone else, Victoria, Evan, Justin, Pat, everyone else that's in here every day, every session, Tuesday, Thursday, 12 noon Eastern. Today, hey, a little more on time. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, slowly recovering, getting better a little bit. Let's start here. Basic membership, folks. Get there, right there. HarmonicTrader.com. And then, of course, there's been a few questions on the eSignal software. And, of course, TradingView. Get the TradingView program free for 2 weeks. HPC at sr-analyst.com. You send your username there. We'll set you up. And so my response on all of the inquiries about these platforms is simply take the trial. Try them all. I think MetaTrader's great. I think if you can afford the data, get eSignal, NinjaTrader, and Sierra Chart hold their own as well. So, greetings, everybody. How are you today? Really interesting markets right where we are right now. Looks like we're about to take a dive, maybe. Just trying to brush up against this downtrend resistance. We know that 4-hour time frame is probably where you want to focus, and we're just drifting. We're really drifting here. Every little micro rally has been sold, but we've had no flush. Really not anything huge. But even on the 4-hour chart, Qs go back to 357. Sorry, 357. And then we've had, a couple of interesting charts looking like this. Like, are we going to get this breakdown or not? This is pretty much the only thing I've been looking at right now in the last several days on the put side, which is the 360 put that expires tomorrow. And we just triggered another HSI down here in the zone, around 80 cents or so. Let's see what happens. I want to see some definitive underlying kind of behavior to set that up. On the, totally on the flip side, look, here's what if you go out, if we're thinking calls, I'm not thinking calls, but I was looking at calls earlier down here at the 120. It just generated a bearish counter trend HSI. So a lot of chop here. Has not been a great environment for options, but that's when we're patient. I mean, blindly patient. That's part of the deal. So, yeah, definitely. Who said that? Who said BTC? Because that's where I want to start today, actually. What's up, John? So, Bitcoin, folks, we've entered into this window, and believe it or not, that's where I'm going to start today. Let the Qs do its thing. Here's BTC. On the fake news, and now possibly real news, because this is, let's just do a crypto quick strategy session. Crypto looks like this. We've a lot of back-to-back patterns where 25,000 to 30,000 is the obvious zone. I mean, that's, we don't need patterns to know that, but they sure help. And look at this. On the Binance feed, I think that's been the best way to look at this. We're just ping-ponging. I mean, remarkably ping-ponging off of the measured levels. And unless you have a limit order at these levels, which is really difficult, it's going to be tough capturing these moves. I mean, maybe The last thing we had generated way back in September was a type 2 off of that bat. And then we shot up just a couple days ago and we hit the target. That was 29.4, went as high as 30K, and then formed another little micro pattern, which, again, you want to see the reaction and then the reversal. So I would be looking for a T2 retest at 30,124 or higher for now. Fed making statements. That's why. All right. There's no way, folks, we're getting out of this whole situation that you're looking at without spending. And maybe we should talk about that for a second. Because it's absolutely gets crazy during these times. You go back to the patterns because you're going to get technical blindness. What's technical blindness? You can't read the chart. I mean, take away the pattern, sure, but let's take away our levels, because everything, I don't care what your strategy is, you need levels. And so we take away our patterns. Look, that just looks like a lot of chop, little diamond consolidation. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. Let's overlay the levels and say, okay, what do we have here? What's really going on? And just the ping pong continues. But we have some other levels to generate before we can consider bearish on BTC. And I think, look, all these other crypto assets, I mean 99% of them. So how many are there? 4,000 or 5,000? Maybe 1% of those? I wouldn't even say that. I would say maybe 5 out of the 5,000 are probably going to, have real value. So who knows? I just think Bitcoin is more about the allocation and, into crypto generally. I think Bitcoin is probably an index unto itself for crypto. I mean, a lot of people say Bitcoin is not the same as other crypto, but I just think it's an allocation cycle you're looking for. All of us are. We're looking for a massive wave of allocation to go into Bitcoin and then, like a wildfire, like 2020, go into your other high market cap coins and get them moving again. So Bitcoin, you flashed to 30K, guys, 30K and change, and I mean really soon. Don't be surprised. It's not meaningful, and it's not meaningful until we're above 32,000. Like, if you want to know where this thing gets crazy and really rockets, acceleration phase is above 32K. Couple more. Yeah, Carthago, I guess a lot of things are breaking right now. I see the market's popping up, crypto's moving. We'll get into currencies. It's going to be an important hour, folks. I might even have to stop and make some coffee, because just settle in. We've got a bunch of bullish patterns, no doubt. And I've been saying this for a while. If we get these 2 of 2 completions across the board, it's not only an inflection for the year, it's for the decade. I mean this. It's for the second half of this decade, which starts with 2024. It starts with 2024. I know it's like, Scott, the fifth year, that's half the decade. No. Markets tend to go and they have this crazy thing to go till the fours. If it's 34, 44, 54, 64, 74, 84, 94, 04, 14, okay, the trend, there's market changes. Each acceleration, I like to say it. Just as a student of market history, you go through all of that time, whether it's allocation cycle, interest rate cycles. Look, there really is correlation on that 4th year of every decade. to be looking for a change. Sometimes it's a change in trend, other times it's an acceleration of the trend. Let's get back to Bitcoin really quick. This is the big deal about Bitcoin. Okay, we have not only harmonic strength index on the weekly, which I've discussed this, there's like 20 of these signals on the weekly chart, and there's only maybe 2 of them or 3 of them that really have failed. And don't get me started on yellow dots because we've got tons of yellow dots, but here it is. A couple weeks ago, I mentioned, this was back in September, we did register HSI, and you can't see it. Let me blow it up. Really make that super big. Okay, check it out. There's the check back. Now, here's the thing. We need not only this week, but next week to be green candles. If those are green candles, we will print a relatively important high-level yellow dot somewhere probably in the 27 range. And that, for me, it's an important development phase that suggests you're going to break these highs. It's not going to happen in 1 week or maybe even in 1 month, but we have been building to get our butts to March of next year. So for those of you that are DCAers in crypto, or you're allocating now or adding more for that cycle, it's coming. It is coming. You're going to have to go through a lot of nonsense, in my opinion, but every day it gets closer, which is good. You want to see that. You want to see this thing build. You want a yellow dot, and you want that just to start continuing to hold lows. And I think it'll be something like this. Bitcoin will do the pop, and you probably go to 38 on the pop, and then you're going to come back, and then you're going to go. That's pretty much sets it up. That's maybe even a little misleading. It's more like 38 there, 37.8, something like that. Last 2 months have been really positive, and it actually negates what has happened here and here. This is just consolidation. Be aware of that, and your trend line looks like this. So this is really important. And who made that comment? Evan. What's up, Evan? Evan, great comment there. Evan made the comment that the ETF will be a lot like the gold ETF, and I agree with that. I look, a lot of people that got plenty of money, okay, they're not going to question it. They're just going to be like, give me some of this Bitcoin stuff. If they're not in now, they're going to have to throw it. They will, just like gold. You know, GLD, and let it ride as a hedge, and yes, then it will. So be aware of that. Be aware of, let me get a good data feed here. Yeah, Coinbase, why not? Binance might be a little bit better. Everyone else is looking again at this tight little consolidation zone for the break. And you could really be, you have to go ways back, but you have to look at some of these other post-consolidation phases that I think, I'm not saying all-time new highs, I'm saying you have measured moves, and this is it, 38,761 on the Coinbase feed. We'll get there. We will get there, and it'll be odd because you'll then FOMO. You'll FOMO at 38.7, 38.8, and that would probably be the end of the reaction. So just be aware of those levels. Nothing changes across the board. Here's XRP. I think 47 cents is the number. Where's the daily? Let me see here. There's a crab here, or a bat pattern. Sorry, there you go. So just another high level bat pattern, and we check back. So I expect a yellow dot, and that's at 47.13 cents. So let that do its thing. I probably will get more at 47 if we get down there, or I'll look for a little breakout here, 3-day breakout range. This is close. Listen, I didn't get a huge position really of what I want to get. Probably got 20% of what I wanted to get, which is, like around 10,000. I really would like around 50,000 XRP and just ride that. That should be enough. That's the other thing, that you're not going to need huge moves. If this cycle plays out the way it needs to and should, BTC is a 3 to 5x, XRP is a 5 to 10x. I mean, why not? XRP to go to $2 to $4, I just don't think is really that much of a huge deal. Market cap there is like 25 billion. So what's a $100 billion market cap on a crypto? Nothing. Who's saying Solana? What's up, Chell? I hope that's the right way to pronounce your name. Solana? Yeah, let's go take a look. 25 up 10%. We did say this last time on Solana, and this is a trickier one. But like this, for Solana up to the bat, I don't think that's crazy. $30 retest. Okay. It's doing the bat action magnet move, the BAM breakout. You get X, A, B, C, D to line up. That's the BC breakout. That looks pretty good. What's it on the weekly, though? Oh, yeah, remember this? Another tricky crypto pattern. All right, let's remove that drawing. So software is kicking out a beautiful bat pattern on Solana, and this is not an easy, just to go solely off of the weekly structure and say that's the one. It's like, do we buy it here or here? Where do we buy that? And I think really we saw that be a dud last year, and no other confirmation down on the weekly yet. Sorry, let me bring this back. Almost got down there. You have to break it down to the daily. I mean, the daily time frame, what was that? Down to $12. And yeah, there's the same pattern. Yeah, it's the same pattern there on the daily. Need to trigger off of these little micro confirmation moves, a yellow dot, if you will, which is happening today. Look, with something like that, you have to, I would say, probably knowing crypto, just sit in it, nibble at it. Not a lot, but take a shot. Whatever, 100 shares, 50 shares, 200 shares, and then build upon there as it breaks out. But like Bitcoin, Solana, the whole deal is going to be, can we clear out this year's range first? Can we clear this all out? Because if this was the capitulation, the Sam Bankman fraud capitulation there, then that is okay, consolidation zone. But big move, acceleration move doesn't come until you're above 30. I think you could go to 30 now. Couple more. I guess that's 3. Ethereum. HSI, okay, on the daily. Was the weekly there? Yeah, the weekly was, oh, there you go. Okay, so weekly check back on e-signal. And if this is going to develop anything into anything for Ethereum, we don't have any patterns. I'm not as crazy about Ethereum as I am maybe some others that have patterns. That you're 2 weeks away. You checked back last week. You need a green candle this week and a green candle next week. If you do, then that puts us in perfect position where November becomes something. Look at the monthly chart. Hold on. Hold on. Let me come back to this. There you go. Sorry, monthly chart. You want a bullish close. You need better price action than this. Okay, and you want to see this thing not close below last month's low. You need a rebound right now on Ethereum. Beyond that, there's not a heck of a lot going on. Haven't got to Tesla or the techs yet. Let's quick run through. Yeah, let's run through this final bit on these crypto. Cardano, another one. I started a position on that. Super small. I think it was like another 10,000. You know, it was like 2K. Maybe 2,500, something like that. So there you go. Little pending pattern on it on Cardano. It's all about confirmation though. HSI check back. Where's my, sorry. I got to get the, hold on, I must have turned it off. No, where's the crab pattern for Cardano? Was it Binance? There it is. Okay, sorry, Binance feed. Right down here. And this is scraping the low. The only thing I'm really interested in with Cardano, can you break that? You got to break that trend line. And we're probably, maybe tomorrow on the daily, you get a yellow dot. Yo, Qs are rolling over. What happened there, kids? Oh, what a time to do crypto. Qs have just dropped 5 points since we started the session. That's a bummer. I'll get to there in a second. So Cardano, watch that. They're all they're very close here. And then the others. Yeah, who said render? William, what's up, William? Yeah, render. I just saw that you posted that. Listen, it had a crab pattern right down there. Remember this bat pattern we were looking at, like 178, and it did a full type 2 back to the hop at 144. Well, guess what? That held. That held. So I'm watching it. It is still T1, kind of hitting up here with now a bat pattern like 190. That very well, the 195 level for now, that could be it. We haven't seen a lot of follow through on any crypto, so that's a good run. That could be it for now. Let's take a look at something that I think is, you know, indicative of what's going on with crypto. Is this Gartley pattern on Bitcoin Cash? So it was rejected off of target 242. No confirmation. So just think of that as a process. Think of that as, you know, no pattern, no real tradable move is about one simple bar. And I would look for this to retest and probably get overbought back at 242 now. That's a key, because if this rolls over, which is what I think it's going to happen, maybe get confirmation, then the rest of the complex won't do much. This is a pretty demonstrative pattern here. They're trying to hold it up like the market. Whoa. I'm going to have to get over there in a second. Yeah, Powell pump was a pump dump. The FET for you, Mr. Lauderdale, looks like this. And we know that that's been around 17, 18 cents all along. There it is. Yeah, this is your FET, Fetch AI. XA retest is basically 18 cents. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. So slow, steady, eyes on this stuff. You are very close to, generating type 2 patterns across the board on crypto. I think Bitcoin is the one to follow. And the rest, yeah, I mean, XRP for sure. But BTC is going to be the one that gets you out of this hole. And, yeah, let's see. Yeah, just big surge. Probably come right back down. Again, we are, in terms of time, so everyone knows, it's based on Bitcoin. And it's based on primarily getting next week a green bar. This week has to remain a green bar. Just has to. And then we get another green bar in the next week. So week from Friday, we have our option session on Thursday. So it'll be, by then, we'll be assessing whether or not we get a yellow dot. And then beyond that, it sets it up for November, like November 1. Couple more. Here's something I wanted to show everybody. Listen, if we were looking for signs and ancillary markets that had significant structural formations, it has to be this Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, the GBTC based on the futures. That's what they want spot. It's a massive Gartley. I even think this is popped up on the monthly chart. You guys, yeah, it did. So why the monthly is so critical is because that won't stop on a monthly chart until we at least get to target 1 or generate HSI. And look, HSI expanding right now, hitting overbought, but expanding. That puts Bitcoin into an interesting spot. Really, I think, follow the GBTC. Oh, what's going on here? And if you're looking for the real breakout move, well, it would be above that month, July. Get a close above 21.88 and you are in business for at least 29, and then that gets Bitcoin to its targets. But that's a beautiful chart. Remember, every one of these bars is a full month. So it seems like you're moving in slow motion. But confirmation came all the way back in January, and it's just been slow, steady up until then. I really think that this is your plan. And, see how it goes into February and March. Think of it also this way, that there's completion. And if you projected a 30-bar window for that whole thing to unfold, it's not until next December. So be aware of not only GPTC and Bitcoin, but the longer term dynamics here. And every bullish candle on the monthly is significant. It's significant because it constructs the larger recovery little by little, but within this structural recovery, 2961, I mean, amazing. That's 30% higher. from current levels, 30% off of where we are now. That's another $9,000, puts you right at target one on Bitcoin. All right. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 second. 1 second, everybody. Thanks. All right, let's get it. I like these. I want to follow them closely, and then let's segue to the stocks. The miners, obviously, like even let's look at MicroStrategy. Yes, MicroStrategy, not micro, MicroStrategy. There's your long-term monthly chart. 342 for MicroStrategy. And the MicroStrategy is just buy Bitcoin or work at McDonald's. There's just no option for that guy. He will be king Bitcoin or he'll be flipping burgers inside of 5 years. No doubt. And here's MicroStrategy. Nothing really. You know, weekly time frame didn't register. You're still grinding on a slow uptrend here. Daily time frame, there's some recent stuff that was triggered. There you go. I mean, not too many patterns to say, hey, this is the consolidation point. Let's go. But you know, I just think that's building. That would be one to look at. The others, you guys know, Riot's got a massive pattern on a weekly time frame, big thrust initially. And all right, there you go. Interesting. Riot's checking back right now. So Riot at 861. You were 868. Okay, 861 is the check back point. The thing to look for on these is a stabilization, like I said, going into the first week in November. These things hold these levels, even with today's drawdown in Riot. You hold these levels. I don't care if it gets as low as 8 or even 7 on Riot, but you generally hold this in terms of price action, and then you have some kind of little breakout. That would be the sign. And that's the same as, look, the Mara chart had, Mara has some stuff on the daily even. There you go. Yeah, it's a bat pattern. Check this out. It's just scraping the hop. And it was really close to being a perfect type 2. There's the 1, go to 2. But right here at the hop level, 759. You're at 780 at the moment. But you got patterns looking left. And then the other one, I think, you know, we've known this one forever. BTBT. Another high-level bat pattern up here. Taking its time. It's probably better placed than this in terms of miners. But we need to see that thing turn around. 3-bar breakout. Or even a weekly 3-bar breakout off of this, because check it out. There's BTP, the massive bat pattern all time. And now we did have, let me blow this up. You can see it. There you go. I mean, look, we cannot take our eye off of this either. So HSI low point was 197. Did we check back? Yeah, exactly this week. We hit 197. We have rallied. So this week's check back week, again, this puts us in about 2 weeks. And not to say that they're not going to move. These could start to drift higher and then trigger confirmation. Just kind of what I'm thinking is going on here, but you're scraping lows. Give me a 1-week definitive breakout sign that says, hey, this thing is now in business. It's not there yet, but it's very close. Take care, Mr. Fisher. Keep that head down on the range today. BTBT beyond hope now? No, I just think these are dragging. Who said that? Neil. What's up, Neil? I just think these are dragging. But this is the kind of pattern you want to look for when you're looking left. And as we get into that halving in literally 1, 2, 5 months, just about 5 months. So be aware of that. Let's circle back Qs and SPY and look at some stocks. Here's what happened. Probably should have went directly to Qs. Look at the 30-second Qs. So that's a perfect type too. Whoa. It was a shark this morning. We were coming into the session. Oh, okay, here we go. So there was the shark 30-second time frame. And let me blow this up so you can see it. A couple comments about the patterns. So I'm always running 5-minute versus a 30-second. Here you go. Let me blow this up so you can see that. There it goes. Okay. And there you go. There's the designation. So we're always looking for type 1, type 2, reaction. That was a nice one this morning. Before we came in here, look at this ping pong action. Type 1, bang. There's the 2, but there's the confirmation right at the hop level, 365. And this one, perfect down to 2 of 2. And there's the T2 dollar sign. So that was a great one. As we were talking about crypto, it did a perfect one too. This is probably the best setup on that 30-second chart I've seen in a couple days. Let's see what happens. Let me bring this up though, just so you can see the zone. Yeah, the zone you can adjust all of this. And this is Harmonic Pattern Collection for TradingView, which is between that and eSignal, the two platforms I'm always looking at. We got to go to the 5 minutes so you really understand where we are right now. I had a Gartley on the 5 minute too. This is what I've been talking about the last day or so. Ever since I talked about this, I think Tuesday, of the shark needing to be retested, and we got that at 362.75 on the 5 minute. And actually printing another bearish pattern right now is probably not a good thing. That bearish pattern negates pretty much what you've seen in this bullish support. I'm more focused on this scenario. You already did the T2, but is this going to be larger? Result in something where you have to go to the 4 hour or the daily, because there's the 4 hour. T2 off the bat. Yeah, yellow dot. And then I come back again to the daily time frame as well. Everyone's looking at this 3 consecutive highs that I mentioned that when we started. But the HSI, that's what I'm paying attention to. So, it squeezes you between 371 and prior low 352. Still, now we're, still down. Still down in here. Not a heck of a lot. Really nothing on the daily that would say, hey, this is going to end anytime soon. And again, if that's completely doesn't yield something, you can just ride that downtrend until it resolves itself. Because I'm not like crypto with the markets. It's a price and time situation where you need to get the price back and you need to get to the right of the chart of this downtrend. That maybe, you'd have to really bounce here in the next 2-3 weeks. Be aware of those constraints because it's been super tight since July, even June, you could say. It's like every other day is just is up and down. Oh man, sorry about the Discord. I'll have to turn it off. What's Evan saying? Third Fed pause, November 1st. They sometimes delay by a month or two. Whatever that's going to happen, Fed wise, because look at the interest rate chart. Before we get into individual issues, it's about the 2-year chart. They're trying to reject it. Remember, 530, we could trade as high as 530 on this rate chart and still be within this whole bearish bat setup. Not to mention, it's starting to absorb a lot of time. We've got a yellow dot. You've got a few really interesting signals here and there that basically says, look, 5% to 530 is your permissible area of tolerance for this excessive move. If this is going to be, if you're scraping the top end, that is the absolute top end, and it's probably best pictured by that bat pattern. Doesn't the trend line? If this was a tech stock, you'd say, well, geez, that's probably just one big bar away from a massive continuation breakout. And this week definitely doesn't help. I mean, trying to do a big candle for the week and close into all-time new highs, that's above 420. Sorry, 520. So just be aware that we are zigzag. Everybody's just trying to position in here. Some think it's going to blow off. Others think this is it in terms of being the max level for rates and all of that. I think you have to just look. If you were bearish on rates, which I'm not, I need to see. Look, there's your monthly chart. Where's the 1 month reversal? I mean, a real reversal, because you tried to flush it about 6 months ago there, and you could not even close above the 3-bar, 5-bar range. And that matters. And what's the last one? The last one is the last 3-bar breakout is almost happening now. So rates have not resolved this situation yet. And like I said, let's check out what happens on the daily test. Hop level. You have a pattern there. 530. But if you see the 2-year at 535 or 540, something's wrong. And that, Evan's right, that would break it. That would break stocks. So for rates to break stocks on the 2-year, it is exactly above 530, big fat close, continuation and go, because take a look at the monthly. And that's really what you're fighting here. I do need to show the TLT as well, because most of you have not been in that kind of a cycle. And the last time we've seen rates completely jacked like this, you'd have to go back to the 80s, which it seemed normal then. It totally seemed normal. You just didn't have insane people spending money, deficit spending like you are, threatening to fuel that. Let's look at TLT, because this is going to be another lesson for everyone in all-time harmonic resets. I don't care what IPO you have. Sooner or later, they all have to do some kind of multi-year or 10-year all-time reset, and here you go. TLT, Treasury, 20-year Treasury bond ETF. We talked about the 886, that all-time 886 was right there at 91 bucks. And now you're 83. What's going on? Are you going to make new lows for this? For the cycle, for the for the century even, because the last time you have to go back basically 2003. To me, that's close, and that could flush out, and you could take that out. You could take out the lows, and then go sideways there. But that is a busted instrument, and this is the quarterly chart. So think about it this way: with the rate story, this would be our check back right there. I would need, again, 2 green candles on a monthly or quarterly. Sorry. Much in the same way that last decline, you formed HSI, you checked back 1, 2. And still required months before it took off. My point, that story is not changing. If you're looking for it to change, it's not changing. So be aware that this is not, you're not anywhere close to resolving this situation. And oh, there's the daily. Remarkable. I was looking at this. I was looking to buy this around 90 bucks. It just never did anything demonstrative to prove that it was stabilizing. I think it was a weekly chart. Yeah, trying to flash a crab pattern, but I guess it was around 100. It was a retest of some historic support. But then we generated this bearish HSI beginning of the year, and we've been down since. It's tough to fight those. Couple more. Yeah, I don't think we can, let's not worry about printing dollars or anything. Because it's just a matter of when. It's not if they're ever going to fix this. These guys are never going to fix this. Not in my lifetime. And I've been watching that debt clock since $500 billion. That's the truth. Went to $1 trillion. I've seen it in New York City. Anybody that's been in New York City that's seen the debt clock, that's been there a long time. So this situation's not changing. And then you got stuff like, here's the thing I want to look at before I go to individual stocks. On the diamonds, I mentioned this last time, steady sideways accumulation. Can we get the 2 of 2 bat pattern? I mean, just because we're up now, that's fine. Doesn't really mean much. Can we get the retest? And then go. Give me a T2 there. You already had 2 HSI bearish readings here at 339, 339.34. And that's, still in the process here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that thing retest. Maybe you're up a little bit in the next day or so to retest it. And this is what's really getting people the whipsaw action. You get a great look, yellow dot, retest it, and go straight to target 1. But the last 4 days, up, down, back up now. And actually, we hit that originally there on the first test we rejected. But 339.34, big resistance. Just be aware of that. We could come back, maybe kiss 340, and then roll over. It's all going to get set off by, I think, a big 3-bar breakdown. This, even yesterday, was not a 3-bar breakdown. If that was really weak, yeah, we would have closed under, 335. Let's look at a couple story stocks. of the day, maybe do our top 5 because Netflix bounced crazy. What's here? And I'm not sure why this didn't generate for me sooner. We didn't have any confirmation, but we did hit target 2. Let me remove the pending potential pattern. Yeah, remove the pending. I guess that was, it really was a shark at around 365. But the other thing was it was target 2 off of the crab pattern at 347. It's a really difficult position unless you're, reading something else in or just assuming that thing is totally oversold. The fact that we hit target 2 doesn't change the fact that this is still a reaction. And go back one more time, retest 437. And then I would look for some kind of bigger rollover. Let's do top 5. Apple. Consolidating. Remember, 175, 171. It's a type 2 shark. Not to mention, remember, we hit T1 dollar sign of that pattern. Eventually, we do need to make our way back to 189. Nothing yet. We're coming down. We might get oversold on this next retest. And for me, that would be where to look for it. Why? Because that's a T2, and there's no confirmation to the right. We might get another one. I'd be looking at 174.60. So it's a lot of consolidation, still in a downtrend since June. Give me confirmation in this longer-term support zone. Microsoft, just another one, down 6 one day, up 8 the next. This is interesting. I mean, really interesting because it's checking back. We should be rolling over here. I'm impressed. Nothing. Is this a continuation? No, not yet. We're dealing with this check back. If anything, could be stalling out. If we don't continue above that HSI, it should be a point where we stall out. So be mindful of that. But this is the bigger deal. And you do have to search your weekly charts. T1, we ran right into some counter trend bullish HSI stuff. We could get, is that going to be, if you closed right where you are today, you would be at a 3-bar breakout back into the zone that says, I think, eventually this thing is going to consolidate and crunch and be in a narrow range until you get back to 351. Probably need to just wait for some down days and hit it on down days. This is an hourly chart. Yeah, a couple of bearish patterns even now. 337. Yeah, got to just be aware of that. Still crunchy consolidation. Here's Tesla, and I think Tesla's getting a little more interesting. It's a 4-hour shark, not an hourly. It's a 4-hour. It's a 4-hour shark. Gartley even. Bat retest. XA is at 212. That's where this likely goes. And remember, this is pretty interesting about Tesla as well. Back-to-back pattern. So why the down day? Well, we're going to have to check back. You're at target 1 off the bat pattern. Now maybe what we do is we check back, retest around 220. That HSI signal. The low was 220.58. And then maybe like in 2 days, 3 days maybe. Oh, no, sorry, weeks. Because we just retested this signal. So 221, sorry, 223 area. Looking for that to send it from there back up to 289. A lot like Netflix. I would prefer to see a dot. I think it's worth a shot if we get a dot. And this continues. A few more. Amazon and Google are both the same deal. They're bunched up, waiting for 119. 119 and confirmation that ends the reaction. So I am watching that closely. It's just another ping pong. And much like Google, I'm back at 140. I'm still up there. Where's the daily? Yeah, the daily is a 2, type 2, the deep crab. You got a whole bunch of things here. Maybe as high as 142. But you just let this box out. I mean, this is classic kind of stalling behavior. Like that. Eyes on Google at 143. 141. I mean, really where it is. This rolls over and you get a 3-bar break. That should set it off, at least for a temporary pullback. Weekly, yeah, there's a big patterns here. Back to back. I mean, it's a bat pattern, but where's the confirmation? Not there yet. After the T1. What, weekly? Yeah, weekly is nowhere to be found. That's why that thing is grinding. Few more. Some really interesting things. Some of my 3 ideas I've mentioned for you folks. Taiwan Semi, beautiful spot here for a type 2 on the deep crab. I like that. Tech play. Here's the other one I'll share with you. For solar, looking for an entry here. Daily Gartley. All right, give me, we already had 3-bar breakout. I would even think maybe a bullish close today should be enough to set it off into a type 1. And this very well could be an option play. I'm looking at it. 2 days ago was the 3-bar breakout for sure. Retest and pause and look for that little break above yesterday. 156.40. Should send that. Let me see that. What was the high there? 156.40. The high this week so far, 156.50. Okay. A couple of the super old economy. Coca-Cola, folks. There you go. Close right here. 3-bar breakout. And go. I'm already in this. Probably ready to add. It is weekly. The daily's nice. The weekly, it looks like that. Beautiful type 2. And here's down the line. Target. Okay, coming back in. Massive weekly bat pattern. 110 is the number, maybe as low as 105 because, look, here's your crab on the daily. Printing there's a bearish counter HSI, so might come back into the zone a little bit. I mean, retest somewhere back at 110, 105. I'm okay with that. It's still early, but once this does some more time, can get out of the way, get sideways here the next week or two, that's a big move up to target 1. Couple others look like this. Here's Yum Brands. It's weekly. This one still is a little ways away. down at 105. Oh, here's the one. Check out Crocs on daily. There you go. Nice shark pattern. No confirmation. You're at 86, but I'm thinking like 80 bucks. 82 is that prior target one. You got a bunch of things down here. 82, even retest that prior shark. 82 is probably the number. But this stuff's on sale. Target, probably the most on sale it has been in 20 years on a percentage basis. Here's Mondelez, another one of my favorite consumer brands. They've got everything. This thing's just a long-term uptrend. 63 bucks. You're 64. This is a really tough pivot out, but let's just be patient with it. We might get a little micro pullback, or maybe we get a target one and then we come back and hit it in the next 30 days. And then, what was one or two of the other ones? Oh, check out some of the retailers. So Gap stores, like that, done the reaction. I'm looking for that to be basically it. But the weekly is a little bit better. So weekly is a shark. You have a couple. It is a 2 of 2. Don't be surprised to see this thing vacillate between 10 and 12. Maybe even as back as low as 784 to retest that shark. But you're getting closer to resolving what started way back here. You know, this whole downtrend kind of a thing. Couple more. Yeah. No, you know what? If it's Crocs, or if it's Target, or if it's some of these others, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's more about these cyclicals. You see that in Coke. Here's the other one, Altria Group, another one. Lots of patterns down here. It's a T2 off the bat, and it's a T1 off of that, you know, back-to-back bats. Bullish T1, bang, go buck. T1 again. And I'm thinking maybe as low as 40.92, which was hit, but generally between 44 and 40, or 44 and 41, you're okay, yielding if it's not yielding 10%, it's really close. And you're looking for 40 to hold. Get to start that back up. That one, again, Philip Morris, PM on daily chart. Another bullish pattern on the daily. Look at 3 of these now for this year. And that should set you off because we're retesting at 91.33. It's a type 2 crab. I mean, there's just so many things here. 91.22. That's exactly where it is right now. That's your number. Nothing yet. HSI still down. Amplified down, but I think you're getting close. Even if this were to drop a little bit more, maybe even to the hop level at 88, you're looking right in here for a major swing move. So be aware of that. Okay, I want to wake you guys up. So next person to type in gold will win a gold membership 30 days. And that will get you to the software and get you into next Thursday's session. Session will be from 9 a.m. until basically 11. And we'll probably have a follow through here. So be aware of that. What's up, Red Nose? Yeah. Philip Morris could, up to 100 and back down, but that's all we're looking for. on a lot of these old economies. You're looking for that segmented move. Okay, I'm not even going to respond to those that have won previously, only those people that I know have not won, and that is be unplugged. You win the gold membership. You have to contact Miss Stephanie on the Discord. How do you get to the Discord? You go to harmonictrader.com and become a basic member right there. Sign up, hit the basic members page, and then click on the link. Click on the link for Discord. It's number 4. There you go. I'll give away one more towards the end. I'm about to wrap up. A couple more minutes. I like a lot of these stocks, and I'm not afraid to say that you're just in a washout phase. Let these things do what it's got to do for this month. And I said this last time, markets are formed in October, confirmed in November, and that's not going to change. One or two more. What was the other one I want to get to? Gold, folks. So gold's up today. Not really too concerned about it. That's a nice move. There's GC. I think we were looking at XAU. It is a Gartley. Yeah, it is a Gartley off of that 1846. We've been talking like 1816, 1846. So there's target 1. And the thing that's interesting, you can't really see it, but you have retested the shark at 1970 as well. What do you need here? You need HSI. You need a dot to end that. And that's almost coming out. Maybe another day or two. Maybe you go as high as 85 and still come back down. Like, I know it looks like it's trying to break out of that downtrend, but I would prefer come back to 1846, and then obviously this was from here from before, and then explode, never look back, or at least go back, retest all-time highs. So that's a big wiki move up, but I'm not too concerned. I'm not too concerned at all. I mean, those are the futures. XAU looks the same. GLD. To me, that's reaction. That's Gartley reaction. XA was 170. You're 182. Let's see what happens right here, 182.55. Because if tomorrow we reject 182.55 and you start rolling over, that's probably it. There's a lot of hoopla, like a 5-day party, and that's it. And then it would come back to 170. But 170 would be the spot, a launch spot. You do something like this, and then you go. I think that can happen. Be aware of that. It all depends. One bearish day sets that into motion. 12-hour, there's a 12-hour pattern on gold. Daily, same deal. I mean, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go that crazy. I mean, there's a 12-hour chart. I think it's same deal. If you're going to go that, you're 4-hour or maybe, maybe 2-hour or hourly is great, but 12-hour, okay, go to the daily, I would think. But there's 4-hour chart, still up. Trying to hit some current levels. Was that T2 off of what? Oh, I see. All right, yeah, by definition, listen, you did have a bat pattern. All of that, 182, as high as 183. So, yeah, no, you're T2, but you haven't confirmed yet, even on the 4-hour chart. But it's close. I like that. I mean, I would look for that general 183 area, 184, to try to, cap this move. And then we come back down. We'll get a big opportunity for gold. Everything has been has been down, sideways to down for the better part of the last, I don't know, year, 6 months, that is. So keep an eye on that and keep an eye on crude oil. So crude oil, super scary. Responding to these daily, what you have here is a daily type 1 alternate bat. And it would come back, maybe retest the zone from back from 83 back to 93. Pretty nice. And it is all about this bat pattern. That's on light sweet crude, 93.16. That's the alternate. That's where you could retest and then roll over. But that reaction over crude oil, ready to come back, ready to go back, retest, I think above 93, maybe 97. Shirley, contact me on Discord, please, and I'll set you up with that. Okay? But light sweet crude, despite, thinking, okay, everything, it's such an environment where crude oil is definitely going to go higher. Just be patient with that. Patient with that. I mean, take a look at what's that weekly chart. And it is a bat pattern, but it got rejected right there. I mean, not only rejected on the weekly chart, but remember this, spending months here at $70 and then hits 93. Well, with a yellow dot, I would think, you could retest, like I said, 91 or $93 and then come back for the type 2 on the weekly. You're not there yet for having a real explosion. I hate to say that, didn't mean any pun by that, but a real moon phase is probably the better way to describe that. And if anything, I would want to retest at $70 and then set you off for the type 2. So anything that's up now, yeah, makes sense, but should not get the follow through until we finish the return phase. Surely I will check that out. Okay, let me follow through on that. You should be able to tag me there. All right, let's go back to wrap it up with the Qs. There's the QQQ chart. Okay, really difficult. I mean, that's just incredible, really incredible action because ABCD on a 5-minute, no confirmation, straight down, and then whipsaw right back up. So it's really more about what's it going to do in here. 363 is the absolute make or break. You've got a ton of things here on a 5-minute for right now where this is contained within this zone. For the Qs, it's 366 to 363. A 3-point range is going to determine the whole deal. Go to the 4-hour or even daily. You're just working your way down. It's really challenging because you get these 4-hour rallies and then they do nothing. They don't follow through. At least come back to the bat pattern on the 4-hour. That's at 357, and maybe we're there by next week, and that would be it. You're looking for the retest. You're looking for confirmation after that retest to really signal the continuation. Here it is on the other platform. Yeah, just hanging. That's a weekly. Dailies like this. Better. So be mindful of that unless we had a 3-bar breakdown, you're not going to get any continuation yet. And this is the dominant breakdown, downtrend, current consolidation that even if we were looking for a little quick inflection, I don't think anything more than like, you go to a 618 here, little swing 618, and then back down. And that's also been amazingly since June. You had a little correction, hit the 618, roll over. And again, there, 618, roll over. It's definitely been a tight market, but we're going to resolve this quite soon. I think the last thing I want to show you is something I've been tweeting about all along on the SPY. And we're going to get, we might get that dot. It should have been a dot. No, if we get a bearish candle today, we get a yellow dot on this crab pattern for SPY. And we've seen that many times here where that marks acceleration. So look for this into the close. If you get a yellow dot, that seals the deal for a 420 retest. Go back, retest that crab pattern, if not lower. It's a treacherous spot. But that's what you need to do. And this being, it's tough to see, but it is a retest of that 436.31. That's been a big number all along. And I think you still have to get to 420 before you can assume that this correction, if it's sideways or otherwise, is complete. One or two more. VE chain. What's up, Vince? I don't think much about it. It was really a dud for us at 2 cents, and it's probably like all crypto needs Bitcoin to do something before you can go back into alts aggressively. I mean, you could carefully, slowly, a little bit at a time, maybe throw some in because you've got a lot of levels on VE chain, but like the rest of crypto, until I see fireworks start to go off, you can't expect much. What's up, Neral? Do I follow seasonality? If so, what are your thoughts being bullish into November? It's not about October. It is about November. Look at our last session. I talked about that. I showed you there's usually an acceleration, inflection that comes in November. It's a change in whatever was going on. If it's a sideways whatever, that usually gets resolved. If it's some kind of inflection up or down, you see it happen in November. And that's what I'm looking for. And a lot of this is shaping up. Crypto shapes up to November. These other markets, hey, if we can get a retest, don't get me wrong. We get this retest, it's a big opportunity. It just, until then, it's a lot of consolidation, sideways to down chop. But stay with it. Okay? Keep your mind to the opportunities. There are opportunities. We just need to get through this slog. All right? Last one. Next person to type in gold, GOLD. We'll get you into that options session Thursday and software, everything else. You guys have any other questions, you get to me at harmonictrader@gmail.com if you want to get with that. If you purchase the software in the last few months and you want to attend or you want access to the recordings, just get to me on the Discord. That's the best way to link up. All right? Or send a note to Miss Stephanie. Thanks, everybody. That's what I got for today. Hang in there. It's going to get better. We'll get through this slog, and then we'll be off. We will resolve this nonsense, quite frankly. Until then, Tuesday, we'll be back 12.